This is important to get down. This is, again, you have three equations, three unknowns. How do you solve this using an HP prime? The first equation that we solved, we used a bunch of different ways of figuring out the forces around here, and we got all the sum of forces in the x direction, and then we got all the sum of forces in the y direction, and blah blah blah. We ended up getting three equations. So sum of f of x, sum of f of y, and the sum of moments. After we got that, we figured out that, hey, we've got three equations here, and we have three things that are unknown. So align them all up here, and that's how you got them. Now, how do you enter all of these values into your HP prime calculator in order to solve this out? So the first thing you do is the HP prime is going to look at this in terms of x, y, and z. So think of your RA, write it down, make the RA the x, make the RB the y, and the P would be your Z value. Now in this case out here, I've got an RA, which is x is just 0.2. So you go to your calculator and you put in your first line there, right down there, you've got it as a positive 0.2. When you go back to your screen, you're looking at RB is a negative, but there's no value. So just write that as a -1. And if you look at your first line, you've got the y as a -1 because RB is our y's. Then you go back here and you're looking at a P, which is Z on the calculator, and that's a positive, just a P, no number, so you put it down as a 1. Since there's no number, you put it down as a 1, all of that equals 0. On the second line, you've got your RB first, but you need to enter your X value, which is the RA, so you put that down as a positive 1 on the calculator. And if you look at it, you've got it down as a positive 1. Then you've got your RB as a 0.2, positive 0.2. You've got your RB as a positive 0.2 on the second line in the Y. And then you need to move your 30 over and make it equal to. Because if you don't move your 30 over and make it equal to, and your 30 is inside on the left side of the equal sign, it's not going to work on the calculator. So, but you also notice that here you've just got an RB 0.2 plus a RA, but you have no P. When you have no P, or you have no RA, or you have no RB, that value on the calculator would be entered as a 0 because it doesn't exist. So RA here would be positive 1, that would be positive 0.2, and that's going to be 0 for the P equals to 30, and that's how you enter it on the HP prime right there. And then for the third line, you're going to do the same thing. It's going to be RB, so you have your, okay, so on this line, you've got two RBs and RA is non-existent. So for RA, which is our X value, that would be a 0. Add both these RBs up. So 0.2 multiplied by 300, add it to whatever you get to RB 300, and that value goes into your RB, which is 360. And then your P value here is -600. You put it in as -600 equals to 0, and you figured out real quick that your RA value is 27.27, your RB values are 13.63, and your P, which is your distance on the circle, is 8.18. And that's how you do that. So this question basically was just asking you to determine the horizontal force and all that stuff. So you figure all this out using the HP prime. It's a lot easier to figure that out.